up everyone? This is Gardening with Chuck and I'm here in the garden doing a quick video about mulch and the importance of mulch. There's tons of different kinds of mulch you could use. I like seedless, weed-free mulch. You can find clean straw, which is seedless and weed-free, if you shop around and look for the right places. You can find straw that's baled from somebody somewhere, but chances are it has lots of weeds and seeds, and you don't want to put that in your garden, of course. What mulch does, it keeps away the weeds, so it prevents new things from growing up from the ground, which are like weeds. Weeds are coming up out of the ground constantly, but when you put the mulch over it, it covers it from the sun, which takes away part of the growing necessity. Not 100%, it does grow through it, but it does slow it down a lot. The other thing is moisture control. As you can see where I'm at in this bed, there's not any shade in the morning, in the noon, the afternoon. Actually, there's no shade until there's no sun. And so unless I want to be here watering every day like I was a couple of weeks ago when it was 100 degrees every day, I need to mulch. Mulch will help keep the temperature lower than the outside because it shelters it from the sun, and it also keeps the moisture in because it doesn't allow the sun to touch it directly, which allows for evaporation, which causes it to dry out, which damages the plant if you don't get here and add more water soon enough. Another important reason to mulch is to protect the nutrients in your soil, because the sun is so powerful that it literally, if you can have rich, amazing soil, but if you just leave it uncovered for one whole season, the sun will just drain and deplete that soil. It will become dry. It could become hydrophobic, which means it will be, when it does rain, the moisture won't even absorb. It will just wash away or sit on the top and not become very good soil, and you'll have to add a lot of amendments to it to get it to be good, healthy soil again. So it just protects it from the sun and the elements as well. Weeds are nature's clothing. So whenever you don't clothe the soil, nature will bring weeds to cover itself. And so that's how that works. So even in the winter, at the end of the season, when you're ready to close up shop, you shouldn't leave your plants as they are, as they were. You should definitely do different things with them, especially if you had pests or other things. We'll talk about that when we get there. But you should always cover your soil, even if you're not growing anything. And even if you are, if you're growing things that you're gonna plant in the fall for next spring, like garlic, mulch. Protect your soil, protect the nutrients in your soil from the extremeness of the weather and the extremeness of the sun. So there's a lot of reasons why you should mulch. You could use wood chips, you could use straw. There's lots of different types of mulch. It all depends on what you're using it with, how you're using it, and your preference. There's no one way that's the right way in the garden, and so don't let anyone tell you any different. I like straw. I'm using straw. I'm gonna put straw or next to my lettuce. Lettuce doesn't really need to be mulched because it grows so densely. It kind of acts like its own mulch and keeps the soil pretty wet underneath it and doesn't allow for weeds to grow up in between it. But I'm putting it along the edge of it because I have bare spots of soil there. And I'm gonna mulch all of my tomatoes and all of the new plants that I have. If you do put seeds or seedlings, or you do plant a new plant, you want to just make sure the mulch is pulled away from the base of the plant. You don't want the bottom of your plants to be covered in mulch. You just want a little space, so when it gets wet, it doesn't get moldy and then cause your plant to have disease and fungal purpose. That will defeat all that we're doing here. Just give it a little space around it, but cover everything else. You'll have to water less, your soil will do better longer for you, and you'll notice a big difference when you come to the garden. So right here I planted some seeds. I believe it's some white marigolds. And just because they're coming up, I don't want to cover them, of course. I want to let them have air and the light. But I'm just going to mulch around like that. Perfect. Awesome. So we did the tomatoes, we did the mulch, we fertilized, we watered. Now we're good to go for a couple more days and come back and see all the new growth that's happened since then. I hope you're enjoying this. Don't forget to like, comment, let me know how you mulch. Share with your friends, your social media. Tag me, Gardening with Chuck. Let me know all of the great things that you're growing. Let me know how you do your tomatoes. And most importantly, let me know what kinds of tomatoes you're doing. Let's compare notes and see how we can grow together. Please remember, you are loved. Thanks for stopping by.